song is about. I know this. Okay, so ooh. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Agapé like the love. If you're new, then hi, welcome. This is a safe space. But if you're not, thank you so much for clicking on one of my videos once again. As you can tell by the title, I'm going to be reacting to Demi Lovato's album. This has been such a long wait. That's my alarm. This has been such a long awaited album, and I'm super excited. It is quite a long one. I think it's 19 songs long, so we're gonna be here for a while. So get something to drink, get a little bit comfortable, and enjoy the video. Before we even start, if you want to give this video a big like, I would really appreciate that, and maybe subscribe if you want to see more reactions like this. So yeah, let's get into it. I do want to let you guys know that I'm someone who does like lyric analysis as well as reactions, so we're gonna have the lyrics right up with us and looking at the song, because I feel like with Demi, with a lot of artists, the lyrics are super meaningful, especially this album being one that's so personal and one that's about such a personal and just vulnerable time in her life. Not to say that other musicians aren't like that, but this one, it's extremely personal because of the past few years that she's had. So we're gonna have the lyrics with us, and we're gonna be looking at them while we're listening to try and get the full experience of what she's trying to give to us, right? So yeah guys, let's do this now. Okay, the first song is called Anyone. We've heard this one. It's, oh my gosh, oh my word. I think this song is super emotional, number one, because she was able to perform it at the Grammys, and I know that must have been something that she's wanted to do like since, like, you know, but then number two, you get the sense of just like helplessness in literal calling out for help to people, and we've seen it in the documentary, which I react to, link up. No, but we've seen it in the documentary that like you feel this hopelessness because also you have this sort of like image that you've created for yourself, and so you'll almost feel like I can't really almost ask for help, right? Because that's not who they know, that's not who the strong person who I am, or the strong person that they seem to know, that's not me, right? So like, will anyone even listening to me? Like, it's a cry for help, but not only to people but also to like God. Like, I'm praying but like nothing seems to be happening. So yeah, I know that takes it to like a whole nother level. When you add that element as well, you're just like, damn, like you can hear almost just like you can hear the emotion within her voice, like you can feel it. The next song is called Dancing with the Devil. I'll be fine. Almost made it to heaven, closer than you know. I think, oh my gosh, there's so many things that you could say about this song, and I heard it last week obviously, and then we heard little snippets of it when we were watching the documentary. The convincing yourself that like this is like this, it's just a little bit, and trigger warning, addiction. I'll just give you guys a bit of time if you want to fast forward to the next bit, but like that's the thing that like it's the idea that you can't control yourself, so you're trying to convince yourself that like it's just a little this, it's just a little this, but that builds up and that becomes something else. And then obviously the metaphors of like heaven and hell and dancing with the devil, literally feeling like you're going to die, and so you're playing with like fire almost, in that like this is a dangerous game but you're fully in it, and it's hard to say no, almost like she personified like what addiction is to her, being like that is her devil. And again, it's super emotive. I've heard the song before, and at first it did take me a while, like it's quite a heavy listen because the subject matter is so the subject matter is like just so heavy. But yeah, no, it's a beautifully written song. The vocals, the freaking vocals, you guys, the vocals are incredible in that song. It's, yeah, she does them ballady ones. She eats it up all the time. The next one is called Icu Medicines Lullaby, and we know sort of the story from, ooh, that sounds so pretty, but we know the story about Madison and how she couldn't, oh, that's so pretty. No, I'm gonna cry. That's so pretty. Okay, so like the story with Madison, how like Madison went to see Demi. This is gonna make me cry, like the play on words. So Madison went to see Demi when she was in the hospital, and Madison like, and she was like, I'm here, I'm with you, whatever. And Demi's like, wait, who's that? Because she couldn't physically see her because her vision had been like impaired. So she was legally blind, and so like ICU, the actual ICU, and then also ICU because she wasn't, oh, that's really, wow, that like pressure of being a sibling, being an older sibling, number one, and then just wanting to protect. Like sometimes siblings do things but then they don't want you to see it because it's like, no, I don't want you to be like me. So seeing, so we got it from the perspective of Madison talking about how heartbreaking it was, Demi seeing her and not recognizing her, but we forget to flip it, and how like in retrospect and in hindsight and upon reflection, right, how heartbreaking that must have been for Demi, for her sister to see her like that. And so it's like that clear image, and it's like these images stay with you for life, right? And so it's like you don't want your sister, your younger sister, to look at you being the older sister and have that's one of the main images, like when she thinks of you. Not to say that it will be, but like that's an image that you can't ever take away, right? That's quite deep. Yeah, it's very, once you hear that story about Madison and Demi, it makes everything so much clearer. And again, we have the playing around with the now I was blind but now I see, right? More like the idea of like having a revelation and literally something being revealed. Literally a revelation is just you seeing something more clearly, right? Something being revealed to you. And so we have that with that. I like the playing around with the what's the semantic field, right? The semantic field of religion. And I think because she's someone that is a religious person or a spiritual person, that made sense, because her perspective is going to be influenced by the, like, how she, like, her relationship with life and death is going to be influenced, like that's going to be in it, right? So it makes sense that it's in the music as well.
As I danced with the devil.
So this is like more like spoken wordy. It's quite short. Usually intros are quite short anyways. Okay, so we get a fresh start. It's obviously, the album's called Dancing with the Devil, the art of starting over, the art of having a new start. Did I just like say that again? But like we're having a clean slate almost, so to speak, shedding skin, moving on, but still recognizing like what it took us to get to this point. I think a lot of albums are self-reflective or just reflective in a sense, right? It might not be autobiographical, but a lot of albums are reflective of what we've been through, right? We speak on our experiences, but I think this, but in particular, it's like I need to, like, in order for me to be okay, I need to show you what I've been going through, and so I can take the steps to overcome that now, knowing what we know. Yeah, so then, yeah, I like that. So the next song is called The Art of Starting Over. I was gonna say album sampling is super important, so I'm glad that she did this for us, because it would be song after song after song, quite heavy, and it's like, yo, we need a breather. Like, everybody just needs a little bit of a breather, and so sampling is super important, making sure that you get the right arrangement and stuff. So far I'm really liking this. Yeah, it almost sounds like the album would have started from intro, but you wanted to get the other stuff out of the way, which is very interesting, because usually your intro is how you start the album. But I feel like those were songs that you wanted to lead us into. Now it's like, hear this and now let's start. Does that make sense? Anyways. So give me a pen, I'm rewriting another entry. Like, it's okay, I can start over. Literally, the art, I can start over. This can go the way that now that I want it to go. I'm going to be purposeful, I'm going to be intentional with how this goes. I'm going to be able to rewrite this, and it's my journey. I'm taking that back, like I'm taking the power back, in a sense where it's my own, like, yeah, it's my own journey, so I get to do that myself now. Yeah, and also, like, just random, but like being able to forgive yourself, and recognizing, like, damn, I let myself down, but now I'm like, I feel like that's quite hard. Yes, forgiving, like, forgiving other people, but like forgiving yourself and being like, this is not what we wanted for ourselves, and now we can move on knowing that, like, we're gonna try and be better. That's also something that's super difficult, so I commend Demi so much. It's super personal. She's talking about, like, her ex, right? Sorry guys, my alarm keeps ringing. Stop. Is she talking about her ex in that he was so cute, I was so ready to be sure? The idea that, like, when I feel like when she was in such a rocky time, she didn't really have the time to self-reflect, right? So you just want a bit of stability, so you say yes literally sometimes, or you say yes to something that's going to promise stability, and maybe in the time you think that's the best thing for you, but it really isn't. Like, you really need that time to be like, no, we're gonna recoup, we're gonna start from scratch, right? And then also, I like the new beginnings can be lonely, but thank God I have myself to hold me. The idea of starting fresh and shedding that old skin, the way that she said it, like, you left literally, like, bare, you left naked, you left all of that, right? But like, recognizing that it can be lonely, but I'm here, and I'm gonna continue with this journey. The next song is called Lonely People. Oh wait, own think I'm not sorry. Is that the reference to, like, baby I'm sorry I'm not sorry? Wait, even though so many things have changed in personal life, in the journey, addiction, eating disorders and so on, Demi still has the strength to say she's not sorry after all. Yeah, it makes it gives me that. I'm on Genius, right, for the lyrics, but it reminds me, the only thing I'm not sorry, like, ciao, all of this still happened, but I can confidently say that, like, I'm not sorry. Almost just like proclaiming, like, her mantra for quite a while. Yeah. Ooh. Oh, that's one way to put it. We always mention Romeo and Juliet. Romeo, I was thinking of the love story, but, like, they're gone. This feels a little too self-reflective. No, literally. So no, that's just, I was just like, whoa, yeah, that's a lot. That must definitely be coming out of such a big commitment, and realizing maybe this isn't for me, and not to rule out relationships entirely. Maybe she did, but if you don't want to rule out relationships entirely, just, like, taking the time to be like, no, like it's okay to be alone, it's okay to get through this by myself, it's okay to have myself to lean on. Obviously you need other people, but, like, this is very much, like, in the romantic sense, about crying doesn't make you charming. Romeo has no sequel. Romeo and Juliet are dead. It's just very blunt and honest, and it's like, yeah, this might not be for me at this time. Not to say that it might not be for me ever, or it might not be for ever, but like just recognizing that. The next song is called The Way You Look at Me. I'm a sucker for like some guitars, like I really like the sound of that so far. Wow. Oh wow, oh wow, oh wow, oh wow, oh wow, oh wow, that's very interesting. Maybe having a having someone that a partner through. Oh, that's very interesting. I haven't heard that perspective. Often we hear from perspectives of people who have issues with substance abuse and stuff, but we don't so we hear perspectives of people with issues of substance abuse, but we don't hear a perspective of people who are partners to people who have issues of substance abuse, right? So Demi's noticing the subtle changes in her relationship with that person, where it's like you aren't treating me the same way. Like, you don't say things when sometimes I need you to be vocal in this moment. You can notice sudden shifts in a relationship. That's very interesting, and I really like the way it started. This might be one of my favorites so far, just because of the different perspective that we get, that I don't think I've heard before. Yeah, just like the fear of being in that relationship, and just it's more like uncertainty, I feel, and just like not being reassured. And a lot of people, like, we all want to be reassured, right? But you aren't getting that reassurance from a place that's supposed to be like safety. Yeah, wow. Oh, you don't look at me. Oh, is that like a choir or something? Guys, I'm a sucker. That's something that I'm a sucker for. If you slow down the bridge for me, I will forever be like, this is gonna be one of my favorite songs. Like, if you slow down a bridge for me, give me some additional sounds, additional voices. It almost sounds choirly like, but like almost angelic. Yeah, no, I'm obsessed. Like, I'm obsessed. It might not be additional voices, it might just be hers doing the layering, but that obsessed. I love to hear it. This is one of my favorite songs so far. Yeah, because it was super soft, but it's still very hard hitting. Wow. Next song is called Melon Cake. Cat is, but is the mouse referring to like Disney Channel and the control that they had in this essay? I will write no, but literally I think that might be the case, because we always refer to Disney as like the mouse machine. I refer to Disney as that. So that's what I was thinking of, just like the control that they had. Oh, I know what the song is about. I know this. Okay, so this might be referring to Disney, but also not, because I think it's also her management, because Demi Lovato had, I love how I know this. This is how I know I'm a fan, right? So Demi Lovato went on Ashley Graham's podcast, and she talked about how for so many years of her life, because of her eating disorder, and because her management were too scared of her to, because I think melon, I didn't think of watermelon, I don't know why. Watermelon sugar. No, so her management were too, like, they was like always on tiptoes and didn't want her to relapse, and she had to be on like strict regimen diets and all of these things, right? So for her birthday cake, they would give her watermelon. She would have watermelon as a cake. She couldn't even have normal cake. And so she recalled talking about it, the freedom that she felt when it was her actual birthday, and then she had joined the new management, and Scooter Braun them, they had bought her like an actual cake, and that was like a very signified, because they weren't trying to control her in very like, I don't want to say lucrative, that's not the word, but like in very like just strict and senses. So that makes sense to me, guys. You see, you wouldn't have known this had, actually you might, I don't know, but yeah, that's important. And then also the story about the person getting fired, like the assistant getting fired for buying her chocolate. It just shows how like for the longest time Demi has been under the scrutiny. I love how I'm talking about this after hearing the first verse, but Demi has been under such scrutiny because of like just scrutiny and surveillance. I think that's the main, people watching her every move, watching what you're eating. She spoke about this in a documentary. She had a nutritionist, dietitian, someone who was tracking her, she had a personal trainer, she had a chef, she had like a lot of people making sure that you don't slip up. And yeah, that's a lot of pressure, but yeah. Yeah, it's about having that freedom and the choice, and maybe yes, you do fall short and you make the wrong decisions, but it's also recognizing that this is my life, I need to be responsible for a lot of these things, because then you can't blame other people. That's also a deep thing where it's like, if you decide that this is going to be your doing, you have to take full ownership of that, because if there's people around you, then it's almost like you want to rebel to have that sense of freedom, right? But when you have the freedom and you do decide then to muck about or do it your own way, then it's like, okay, but you did that now, so you have to face the consequences of your actions. Oh, that's sweet. Almost like sitting like literally sitting, it's from a young age, but like being able to say like now we get to start living life. That the song is called Met Him Last Night. This is a song with Ariana Grande. Let's listen. I'm so excited for this. Oh, those harmonies that I hear, those are harmonies that I hear. Hey, it comes in with the more like trappy, the more and like it sounds like very like what a style that Ariana has been developing for a while now. So this is very different to what's on the album, but I really like it. Yeah, he's kind of my type. This song is really good. Their harmonies together when they sick to me. That's so sick. Like, I'm obsessed. But again, this also is a bit of a sensitive subject matter that Demi addresses in the second part of her video about her. I'm pretty sure this one is about her drug dealer. The references to like Took My Innocence, that's where I sort of like got the gist of it. This is quite a heavy song, but the way that it's done, it's super like not upbeat, but like it's done in a way that you can still bop to it, which is weird. I don't know if that makes sense, but where I'm just like, yeah. And I know that they're close, like Demi's Ariana's one of Demi's close like friends in the industry. She says like one of the best people that she can confide in the industry, which I really love. But yeah, the next song is What Other People Say. I've heard the song before. I would be the same, like I grew up thinking I'll be the same like my parents, and we know about the struggle that her parents had with substance abuse. Maybe Sunday wasn't far away. What other people say. I think, yeah, so like this is weird how but like religion is seeping through all these songs, because it's almost like she's recognizing that like this used to be something and still is something that was super important to me, but I didn't hold it in like that much regard. Like she's saying now, I used to take chances in God's name, like playing with life and death. Just like, yeah, it's very like on the religious side, it's very like I messed up. She's like, when last, something about like when last have I prayed, something like that. But like the way that I was living, how do I even say it, just like it's, you can see like the religion is coming through in different aspects of the album in a lot of the songs, if not almost all of them. Careful. Is this, am I the only one that it reminded me of? And I'm trying not to think about you. Am I the only one? Okay. Like I do. The production in the song is confusing me in a good way. And you can also hear like extra background voice, like extra background vocals, just to make the song a little bit more full. I really like it. And also just like the idea of like, I'm fragile, so just please, I'm fragile, but I'm also not going to be here for long, so like I'll be here, but I'm not going to be just sitting and waiting. That's what I get from the song. The next song is called Kind of Lover I Am. Oh, reminds me of You're a Take Back Home, Home, Home Girl. Do you guys know that song? Let me continue. I think I heard people talking about this song, that this was the song that was where Demi was more open about her sexuality. Just very fun, very cute. We didn't have too much to say. Very much said it itself. Something cute for the girls, you know. The next song is called Easy. I'm sorry if the lighting changed. I started filming this video when it was dark and now it's not.
I'll leave through the gift shop. I'm keeping all my souvenirs. It's to make it look so easy.
That orchestral that's in the back, wow. The strings probably just, wow. So like, the hardest part of really leaving is recognizing that flip, this is not working. We're just going in circles, circles in cycles. Wow. Love that. Wow, I'm getting chills after the Ariana collab. This is right there, hey. Oh my gosh, just because of how like the sentiments of the song being like, you have to keep a straight face, keep not even a straight face, just to not show the emotion, because that's quite difficult. To make it seem like me walking away from this is just easy, it's just a piece of cake. It's not. This is so challenging. Oh my gosh, let me cry. This is beautiful. I freaking love that. And Noah and Demi's the vocals, they mesh so well together. I can't believe. Okay, next song is called 15 Minutes. Guys, long albums. Okay, I'm back, but like, I can't deal with 13, 14 songs. 15 is you pushing it. I'm getting through it though. You know, when they're like 15 minutes of fame, she said, you got 15 minutes, get the F out of my Are you nuts? That's so funny, but also really sad. But it was also like, damn. She said, get out of my house, you got 15 minutes, so now leave. Like, leave. That's so funny. The door's over there. The door is over there. That's so funny to me, bro. Like,
How could you?
this is that photo shoot that he did, and he was just like, he was on the beach and he was like trying to pray for his engagement. Child, that's so funny too. I enjoyed. I got a good chuckle out of that one. That was a good chuckle one. just recognizing people that are just using you. You're trying to turn my friends against me. What? Leave. The door's over there. And literally 15 minutes, you were here, you're gone, and now we're gonna forget about you, so goodbye. That's so funny, and that's very honest. Wow. The next song is My Girlfriends Are My Boyfriend, or My Girlfriends Are My Boyfriend, featuring Saweetie. It's giving me the Seven Rings vibe, the like after, so it's again album sampling, we love that. So after the breakup thing, and it's like, nah, my real ones are my friends. Gonna break up. Oh, hey, ooh, hey, hey. Ooh, hey, 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 hey. Next song is called California Sober. I'm gonna say, is California Sober just like a different term for like sober, but in that repeating cycle, or like what? Like, I feel like she was trying to hint at, oh my light, she's trying to hint at like, maybe, I don't know, maybe it might be the opposite, because I was thinking California Sober, Cali is just like chill, so like you're sober but not really sober, but it might actually be the opposite way around, where you're doing this fully. Yeah, no, California Sober is super introspective, it's super personal, it's recognizing where she is at this minute. She says, I found myself. She's recognizing like, I used to be in these repeated patterns, but just because I'm sober now doesn't mean that everything is hunky-dory, that like this is going to be a continuous process that we're going through. The next song is called Mad World. Oh, that worn out places. Worn out places. Wow. The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I've ever had. I find it. Damn, that's very heavy. It's very much like not a metaphor, just like a perspective into like celebrity and like the pressures of it being a lot. Because we've talked about a range of different like a range of different topics, but one that has been like throughout is the idea of celebrity, and the idea of it being something that, oh, like you almost like, Taylor Swift explained this in her Long Island, not Long, her Pond Studios, right, for Folklore, this idea of like a mirror ball, right, that it breaks, right, and every time it breaks, like people are like this, every time they break it entertains us, right, and the media runs off of negative things, right, negative, like bad press is very, they say bad press is still press, but most of the time bad press is the press. And so just like the ideas of like media and stuff like that, the press is, oh, it's a lot. The next song is called Butterfly. Ooh. Yeah, so this one, you can tell it's very much about the relationship with her dad, and I think it's very interesting also, right, like we had the very emotive song Father from one of her previous albums. That's one of my favorite songs, right, makes me cry every time I hear it, but like and yeah, and she was even more personal and opened up more about it in the documentary. But I also think it's very important to recognize that like grief, and especially grieving someone who has a past of an addiction, like grief on its own, it's never like done and dusted, right, it's always gonna come up again, and it's always gonna be it's always gonna live with you, right. And I think that even more deeply with someone who you didn't really end it on good terms with, or there was just unresolved situations and more that could have been left, like more that could have been said, right. And so the idea of this being a song about her father, like it makes sense, because that's a relationship that like you can't even resolve, like it's gone, you see what I mean. And so I like that in the butterfly she sees him, and that the understanding that forgiveness is something that you need to be able to choose. But yeah, I'm just glad that she's opened up about this, and in the extent in which she did in the documentary, I'm really happy for it, and I'm really happy for her, and I'm proud of the strides that she's taking. I feel like I know personally, I don't, but like I'm really happy for her. Does that make sense? Oh my goodness, the last song is Good Place.
I've been called an emotional disaster. But my soul, whole lot of work, whole lot of work, whole lot of grace. No, I'm in a good place.
What she said with the, I'm like taking it in, with the whole lot of work, now I'm in a good place. It's almost like the work, the hurt, sorry, was the past, and everything that got Demi to where she is now. The work is the present, everything that she's doing in the current moment. Like, it can't be one without the other. You could have gone through and learned all the things that you needed to from the past, but without actively working towards it now, it's going to be now, right? And you're going to keep going into the same cycles. So it's the hurt, you use that, right? But you work, you go to therapy, you make sure that you are speaking to your loved ones, you make sure that you go to therapy if you're able, but in her instance she is, right? You make sure you're catching up with people, you're being honest with yourself, you're being honest with people. And now I'm in a good place. It takes the two of the things, right? It takes the hurt, but it takes the work as well. And now she's in a good place. Oh my gosh, wow. Guys, I am scared to find out how long this video is, but thank you guys so much for watching. If you stayed till the end, you're a real one. Oh my goodness, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate just you being here, and this was such a beautiful body of work. It's definitely going to be marinated, and I'm gonna be listening to it more. My favorite song so far at the top of my head is the ICU one, the Melon Cake, the Ariana Grande one, the Met Him Last Night, and then also let me see the Easy and the 15 minutes. There's so many, actually. There's so many songs that, like, the 15 minutes just gave me a good chuckle. But thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys next time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and tell me what your favorite song was. I would love to hear. Okay.